The show will take you there, yeah. Taking it step by step, living your best life.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or a 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Want to pay less? Or want to save more? Do both. Just bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. With a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank, you'll enjoy one easy monthly payment, plus the chance to win $5,000. So move your loans from other banks to Commonwealth Bank and get ready to pay less and save more.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, a number of new opportunities for Bahamians seeking higher education will be made available in the 2018-2019 budget. The National Security Minister teaming up with other law enforcement agencies to map out new strategies to fight crime. And employees at the General Post Office staging yet another sit-out today.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC every day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. Vast opportunities for Bahamians seeking higher education will be made available in the new budget. It will also create a system for public sector reform. In his budget contribution today, the Prime Minister detailed the action being taken to meet a promised commitment in education. He also revealed how the public sector, the largest employer, will be transformed and taken to a new level. Betty Thompson-Moss reports.
The Prime Minister is assuring the country that this new budget is not only about value-added tax, but putting in place measures to ensure that young Bahamians are educated. In fact, it was a campaign promise to provide free education to the University of the Bahamas for deserving students. It becomes a reality next year.
Beginning September 2019, all full-time Bahamian students who meet certain entry requirements at UB will receive free tuition. These new opportunity grants are a major national investment that will help scores of parents unable to afford the cost of tuition at the University of Bahamas.
Now, additional assistance will be made available to Family Island students. They will be provided with a $500 grant to assist with housing accommodation.
UB will maintain a proper housing register to ensure that homes in which students reside meet safety and other requirements. This new register of homes will increase housing opportunities for students. The allowance will be paid directly to qualifying homeowners.
The Prime Minister reassured his parliamentary colleagues that a vote for this year's budget is a vote for hope and change that will impact a generation. Betty Thompson-Moss, ZNS Network News.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis shared some good news for thousands of Bahamians who are currently without power, announcing in Parliament today a planned reconnection exercise by BPL. He says some 3,000 customers have been disconnected from BPL, but this summer many of them may have the chance to have their power restored if they meet a certain criteria. The Prime Minister says customers must pay 25% of their existing balance.
Customers must maintain monthly payments of current bills, plus 10% of their arrears, which should allow full repayment in 11 months. And I note BPL usually seek to have arrears repaid within 6 months. But customers must also agree, Mr. Speaker, to sign a payment plan.
Minnis also touched on the government's affordable housing program, where he says government's vision is to create one subdivision each year for the next 10 years, selling lots to Bahamians for less than $30,000. He says a percentage of lots will be set aside for persons 35 and younger, though intended for single-family homes. The Prime Minister says there will be a second phase.
The commercial component will be legislated next year. This component will afford Bahamians the opportunity to purchase land at a minimal cost for bed and breakfast hotels, helping more Bahamians to own boutiques and small hotels and to become involved in our primary industry.
Members of the opposition are saying no to the tax increases and believes the hike in value-added tax will oppress the poor while supporting tax giveaways for the rich. Opposition leader Philip Davis said while they support initiatives in the 2018-2019 budget communication, such as increased educational opportunities for young people, they will not support any bills relating to the increase in taxes for Bahamians.
We will be voting no for all tax increases. We feel, and we were able to demonstrate during the course of our own contribution, why that increase is not a necessary step to take at this time, and in our view, not in the very near future. What is needed is not tax increases, but an effective means of collecting taxes. This is about VAT. We are all for free education if that's what he wants to do. We're all for fixing our roads. We're all for those things. You can do that without raising taxes.
And find out why postal workers protested today. You're watching First at 6, your news leader.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $3.49, 7-day plan for $9.99, or a 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Want to pay less? Or want to save more? Do both. Just bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. With a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank, you'll enjoy one easy monthly payment, plus the chance to win $5,000. So move your loans from other banks to Commonwealth Bank and get ready to pay less and save more.
Here comes the lucky guy who won a date with Fanshawn to his prom.
KFC got the big meal, freshly handmade every day for real.
Made fresh every day?
What I said, what you think? KFC got the big meal. Hey, it's a real big deal. KFC got the big meal. Hey, it's a real
now that's a big deal.
Hey, it's a real big deal. Hey, it's a real big deal.
If you've lost your visa, call the law office of Donette Russell Love PL. My full-service immigration firm can help you if you've been denied a visa due to deportation or removal, prior conviction or arrest while in the U.S., working without work authorization, or visa overstay. I may be able to help you get your visa privileges restored. Call my office today at 954-449-1833 or visit us at drusselllove.com.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
The month of June has been a challenging one for the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and yesterday the Minister of National Security announced more strategies to assist in fighting the war on crime. At a press conference at police headquarters yesterday, the National Security Minister also revealed the new Royal Bahamas Police Force app and added that police will also beef up patrols in hotspot areas with some additional resources that just arrived here in the capital.
After 2 consecutive bloody weekends, the last that saw 3 more people gunned down, Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, says efforts will be made to beef up police crime-fighting strategies. With the country's murder count now at 51, that Dames says is down from 70 the same time last year, he vowed government would provide the human capital and resources for police, and every tool at its disposal would be used to ensure the safety of all residents.
Beginning with the recruitment of 105 recruits entering, we will begin to employ some of the organizational strategies to remedy this vexing problem. According to the 2011 study by Bradford entitled Police Numbers and Crime Rates, a rapid evidence review for every 100 officers recruited and deployed, there should be a 3% decrease in crime statistics.
Dames, who says much of the recent spate of crime has been spurred by drugs and guns, had a strong warning for the criminal element.
If you choose to take on law enforcement with a firearm, then there are consequences. The police, without question, will abide by the law. But one thing the police would not allow is for innocent people to fall victims at the hands of gun-toting thugs.
The National Security Minister says he has met with police and defense force heads who have devised a new crime strategy he expects to have an impact.
The new strategy calls for an increase in blanketing of the entire island of New Providence, which is increasing visibility, intensifying efforts against prolific offenders, and continuing an all-out presence on hotspot areas with the intent to dismantle gangs and drug operations in particular.
Dames says the renewed crime fight will also include providing the legislative and policy framework to assist law enforcement. He says the Royal Bahamas Police Force is also undergoing organizational structural changes, the impact of which will be seen very shortly.
Although overall crime and murders are trending downward, we cannot take comfort in the fact that people are still losing their lives. We cannot sit back while murders occur, as one life is one too many.
Employees at the East Hill Post Office protesting today against what they called poor working conditions. Public Services Union President Kimsley Ferguson says the heat in the building is unbearable due to a generator that is unable to properly service the facility.
Every other day, apparently, the generator malfunctions. The major concern is the generator doesn't have the capacity to power the air conditioning unit. Hence, the heat index in the building is increasing daily. We have had some 5, 6, 7 persons who have respiratory issues. We have persons whose eyes, the minute they go into this building, it begins to run water. Noses are running. And so we are very challenged. And I am advising these persons not to go back into this building because it's only a matter of time before everybody here has a respiratory challenge.
Meanwhile, postal workers in the northern region are reportedly facing similar challenges. We talked to BPSU Vice President Tasha Bullard Hamilton.
Our employees are also faced with inoperable air conditioning units, mold issues, and over the past year, we have had a reduced work day. Again, the summer is fast approaching, and it's very unbearable, very uncomfortable to be working in those environments.
We spoke to Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Transport, Lorraine Armbrister, who said government is moving aggressively to address those concerns. She says the Ministry of Works is having difficulty finding the parts to fix the air conditioning system as it is old. She also noted that the Ministry of Works is working to fix the generator, which she says is being overused. Armbrister said post office workers are some of the most dedicated in the country, and she noted that government has set aside $4 million to repair their new facility on Gladstone Road. The Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Culture, and Junkanoo leaders from the A and B categories have worked together to design the Junkanoo Summer Festival in an effort to celebrate our Bahamian heritage, culture, and people. It is a street festival that captures all the competitiveness and excitement of Junkanoo live and in color. It will be held every Saturday during the month of July, this year rather, and to tell us more about the upcoming Junkanoo Summer Festival is Senior Executive at the Ministry of Tourism, Kendanique Campbell-Moss. Kendanique, welcome to First at 6.
Thank you so much for having me, LaDawn.
Now, Kendanique, tell us a little bit about Junkanoo Summer Festival this year and what will make this year's event so different from previous years.
Well, Dawn, this year we're hoping to attract even more locals as well as our tourists. We're starting off in June, the 28th, with an actual launch. It is going to launch us into a new hemisphere, a new excitement, a new energy, a new art diversity for Junkanoo Summer Festival. Every Saturday in July, we're going to promote something different. The first week, we're going to have Gumbe. Then we're going to have a cat and fiddle night. Then we're going to have a nostalgia night. So every single night will depict new genres or different genres of Bahamian music at the Junkanoo Summer Festival. That will be held on Arawak Key. We also want to promote the fact that we have a kiddie corner. And with the Kiddie Corner, we're promoting family, more and more family to come out and have a wonderful experience. Just come out, bring your family, experience what it is to have a down-home festival. It's something new. It's all improved. We want everybody to come out and have a wonderful time.
Now, Kendanique, what type of crowd are you guys expected, I guess, to target this year?
Well, actually, LaDawn, normally our numbers are extremely ecstatic. We have numbers that range anywhere from 10,000 to 12,000 local visitors, as well as, of course, as our cruise stopover, and as well as our persons that may come in terms of flying. But this year, we're looking to exceed those numbers because, of course, we're bringing something new to the festival, as this is, of course, a signature event at the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism and Aviation.
And when does the festival actually expect to start?
The festival actually starts on July 7th. So we're coming out of the gate fresh, brand new. That very first night that we come out of the gate, we're having a Gumbe night. And we have a different band for each night as well. That band that will be premiered on the 7th is the Rhythm Band. And of course, like I said, we have the launch on the 28th of June. And that's at Pompey Square from 4 to 11 p.m. And we're also going to have a mixology competition. So for those of you that are entering the mixology competition, it's everything that's indigenous to make this drink, and the name of the drink is called the Rhythm. So when you get to the bars or the local restaurants, you say, "Hey, give me a rhythm."
And Kendanique, how successful has the Junkanoo Summer Festival been, I guess, in promoting Bahamian culture throughout the years?
Well, LaDawn, it's been absolutely fantastic. The numbers have been phenomenal in terms of reaching a populace, both here and abroad. When you think of the islands of the Bahamas, and when we say, "Welcome to the islands of the Bahamas," we're talking about every distinct island. We want you to have an experience in each island. The numbers have been absolutely phenomenal. We're reaching people that we've never reached before. And of course, social media has worked in our favor because we use the flyers daily. We hit Twitter, we hit Instagram. We make sure that people are aware of exactly what's happening at the events that are happening each week, each Saturday.
Ken and Nick, thank you so much for joining us here on the Bahamas Tonight, First at 6.
Thank you so much, LaDawn.
Stay close. Sports is up next. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, First at 6, your news leader.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Yeah, buddy, here you got the best prices on tires in Nassau, new and new tires. I need 4 scales, 2 for the front and 2 for the back. And you must have to be one of them battery and change my oil in the car one time. Now, buddy, whilst you waiting on my car, I get right over to Maljack Depot and convenience store to stock up on all that conking group and everything. Boy, look here, I got my lobster. Man, look at this price. Fresh snappers and gum. And they got your pepper too, to season up your stuff. Boy, Maljack never jacks up the prices.
Together, we laugh more. We discover more. We dream more. Together, we connect more. We cheer more. Grab life by the bundle and fuel your passion for your favorite things. Enhance your entertainment experience with Flow Evo, internet and home phone in one simple package. The hotter the bundle, the more you get. Grab life by the bundle with BTC.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Bahamian DeAndre Ayton, the projected #1 pick in this week's NBA draft, has signed a 4-year, multi-million-dollar footwear and apparel deal with Puma. Puma has been out of the basketball limelight for 2 decades now, since signing Vince Carter back in 1998. But there is plenty of interest with Ayton, as he shares a Bahamian, actually a Caribbean connection, with 2 of the brand's biggest ambassadors, sprinter Usain Bolt of Jamaica and pop star Rihanna from Barbados. Now, the 2018 NBA draft is set for this Thursday in New York, and ZNS Total Sports will be there. Not a good weekend for Jonquil Jones and the Connecticut Sun. They lost 2 games against Seattle and Phoenix, and after starting the season 7-1, the Sun now on a 3-game losing streak. In a 103-92 loss to Seattle, Jones finishing up with 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. She followed that up with just 2 points and 4 rebounds in an 89-72 loss to Phoenix. Jones and the Sun, they're off until Friday when they travel to Atlanta to take on the Dream. Not a good start for Team Bahamas at the FIBA Women's Caribbean Cup in Suriname, playing Cuba in their opener yesterday. The Bahamas trailed from the jump and they went on to lose 77-50. The Bahamas right back on the floor again this afternoon against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The result much better. Team Bahamas coming away with a 75-50 victory. The Bahamas off tomorrow, and barring a complete collapse from Cuba against St. Vincent, the Bahamas will play in the crossover semifinals on Wednesday. On to the minor league baseball diamond now. Judge Rido Chisholm 1 for 4, a run scored, 2 RBIs as King County won yesterday over Wisconsin 4-3. Chavez Young was 1 for 5, 2 runs scored and an RBI to help Lansing double up South Bend 8-4. Now from here, Judge Rido and Chavez, they both prepare to play in the Midwest League All-Star Classic. That's tomorrow. And speaking about All-Stars, Lucius Fox was 1 for 4 as the South lost to the North 5-0 in the South Florida All-Star Classic on Friday. Some promotions and signings to tell you about as well for Bahamians. Rashad Monroe, who played in the Dominican Summer League with the Reds, he's now playing with the Billings Mustangs. And Perez Knowles, who just recently helped Columbus State reach the NCAA Division II Baseball World Series title game, he has signed with the Cincinnati Reds. The B3A's Junior National Track and Field Championships, those were held over the weekend. Lots of athletes making the mark for the IAAF World Junior Championships next month in Finland. Sasha Wells won the 100 hurdles in 13.94 to reach the qualifying mark there. Adrian Curry clocking 10.56 to win the 100. Jada Knowles hit the time in the 200, stopping the clock in 24.10. Fellow soccer Joel Johnson, he took the half-lapper for boys in a personal best, 20.86. 3 also made the standard for the boys 110 hurdles. Oscar Smith coming across first, 13.75. Second was Denvon Wims, 14.01. And third, Jamal Wilson in 14.05. Well, swimmers making a splash at the Bahamas Aquatics Federation Nationals, which is ongoing at the Betty Kelly Kenning National Aquatic Center. After a competition yesterday, Mako Aquatics, they were out in front, 981.5 points. In second, Alpha Aquatics, 512.5. Third, the Grand Bahama Tritons, 430. Fourth, Barracudas, 416. Making a dive in fifth, Freeport Aquatics with 270. Sixth was Dolphins, 204. Seventh, Lyford Key with 131. Team Orca, 8th with 103. St. Anne's, 9th with 51. 10th, Sea Waves with 47. 11th, the Mantis with 41. And in 12th place, the Blue Marlins with 23. The 2018 Meaguana Regatta, all history now. Taking home the overall championship was Revelation 3 and 19. Second place went to Flash, while Lady Margaret rounded out the top 3.
But the best yet to come. And we enjoy it, and people are happy. The economy get a boost, and all things like that. It was very helpful to the island this weekend. 3 days of proper good sailing, good weather. I mean, sociable people. The skippers them, no problem on the water, and they're very cooperative, and we can't ask for no more.
And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Carlton Bowleg. Now that Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the family islands, what are your summer vacation plans?
Go to North Andros and the Mary Islands.
And there is no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the family islands from Nassau. Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the family islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the family islands today.
You thought it was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light, 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartend, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS. Quick, I on television.
I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone. You just have to download the app.
All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay.
In news from the region, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley continuing efforts to revamp that island's ailing economy. Since taking office, Prime Minister Mottley revealed that the former administration left almost $7.5 billion in debt. Therefore, in her budget communication last week, she proposed new fuel taxes, a 50% hike in commercial business water bills, and a new health service contribution. The Barbados PM today attended the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States meeting in St. Lucia, and is expected to host the president of the Inter-American Development Bank in Bridgetown on Wednesday. The government of Panama donated around $135,000 to the government of Antigua and Barbuda as budgetary support to assist with the recovery after last year's Hurricane Irma. $50,000 was presented in Washington, D.C. to Antigua and Barbuda's ambassador in the United States, Sir Ronald Saunders, by Panama's ambassador to Antigua and Barbuda, Jesus Sierra Victoria. And in other Caribbean news, Jamaica has been successful in securing a place on yet another high-profile UNESCO committee. The country was elected unopposed to a seat on the Intergovernmental Committee of the Convention for the Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage at the recent General Assembly of the Convention in Paris, France. And that's regional news tonight.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, the tropics remain quiet, but on the home front, we have a little trough line that is moving southward across the northwest Bahamas, and that will fire up 1 or 2 showers and even a thunderstorm here and there during the course of the night. Outside of our studios, we're under partly sunny skies. Your temperature 82 degrees, the relative humidity 69%. The winds are out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,018.0 millibars. That is 30.04 inches, and it is falling. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks a lot, Basil, and that's news in the Bahamas tonight, first at 6. But don't you move, news from the north is up next.
DPM and Minister of Finance outlining a number of concessions and savings in the 2018-2019 budget. President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority weighing in on value-added tax. And a number of students benefiting from scholarships at an international university.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll-Parkinson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, the nation's leader wrapping up debate on the 2018-2019 budget in the House of Assembly today, outlining plans for the year ahead and explaining the government's position on the 4.5% increase in value-added tax. Now, while on Grand Bahama Friday, the country's finance minister shed light on the country's current financial status while addressing the business community. He also outlined a number of concessions and savings. The Deputy Prime Minister says that the government is well aware that an increase in value-added tax comes with some sacrifice from the Bahamian people. But he says with a $7.2 billion debt, the government tried its hardest to find a balance between the tax increase and bringing some costs down for residents, particularly the most vulnerable among us.
Because we're eliminating the existing value-added tax on the basic necessities that the vulnerable population utilizes. And so we've looked at the bread basket, and we have, which is a combination of the staples that the marginalized community eats. It comprises their diet because of the cost. And we have made it not only duty-free, but now VAT-free.
The DPM and Minister of Finance gave this example.
I had my wife go out and buy 3 items out of that bread basket, which represented about a day's meal, worth of meals. Cost me $5.93. 41 cents of that was value-added tax. And if you time that 41 cents by 7 days, you get about $2.87. And if you times that by 52 weeks, you get $149 in direct savings as a result of the elimination of value-added tax based upon the current rate. And you do the same thing with the electricity exemption that we have put in place. On a $200 bill or less, you will save 7.5%.
Turnquest notes that this represents a savings of $189 a year per household, while adding that water represents a savings of about $45 to $50. And that's not all. He says there will also be additional savings when it comes to travel.
We've increased the exemption on travel, personal travel, for accompanied baggage from $300 to $500. Again, trying to cushion this increase.
The government also gave some concessions on residential property insurance.
We have removed value-added tax on residential property insurance. And that is again in recognition of the fact that over the last year, we were faced with a serious challenge with the number of people who are seeking assistance from the government as a result of damage to their homes as a result of the hurricanes. That is not something that we can continue to do. And so we are trying to encourage people to take out some kind of insurance on your property.
The Deputy Prime Minister says for the 2018-2019 budget, they have done their best to lessen the burden on the Bahamian people.
There's an article in the paper yesterday, one of the Jamaican paper yesterday, where they're showing where the Jamaican dollar slid again. I think it's now $104 Jamaican dollars to the US dollar. And while people say, and I say too, that we're not near that point yet, we have to act now to ensure that we don't get to the tipping point where these things start to become a consideration.
In just a little over 2 weeks, VAT is expected to be increased from 7.5% to 12% on some goods and services. This increase has sparked a heated debate across the country. In this report, our Italia Hall talks with the port president to get his take on the new VAT rate. President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Rolls, says, as it relates to the proposed increase in VAT, the reality is no one likes to pay fees. He admits that even at the GBPA, licensees often have issues with paying license fees and service charges. He says he took time out to read the budget communication, and he's encouraging residents to do the same.
The country is in a dire situation. It's almost like having a utility company that, let's say, management were not allowed to increase the rates for many, many years. And we have a situation like this, again, in the country where a utility company did not increase the base rates. The revenue wasn't covering the cost for many, many years. That's all these losses piling up, your system getting old, you take shortcuts trying to fix the system, and so more or less you're kicking the can down the road, and if you don't try and fix the situation, it implodes. Although I don't like to pay additional fees either, but for the good of the country, from what I read, someone made a tough decision. The government made a tough decision to try and fix a really, really bad problem.
Rolls says the Port Authority has a good working relationship with the government.
We realized that we have to work hand in hand in order to turn Freeport around. We must be on the same page.
Some licensees in the downtown area say they are concerned about the pending VAT increase. They claim that they are struggling to keep their doors open, and the increase in VAT will make a bad situation worse. But the port president says the GBPA is committed to all licensees and is always working to assist.
Anyone can tell you that as well. If you have any problems paying your fees and you can show us that you have a difficult time in your business, please feel free to call us and we will grant you a discount.
Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall. In other news, the government continuing its efforts to transform Grand Bahama into the tech hub of the Bahamas and the region. A 3-day conclave, which is expected to revolutionize the digital economy, will open on Wednesday at the Grand Lucine Resort. The first Bahamas blockchain and cryptocurrency conference will attract hundreds of international and local investors as well as entrepreneurs. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, says that this conclave is significant for the island as blockchain is one of the fastest growing sectors in the technology field.
This conference really will speak to, internationally, it will speak to the Bahamas' desire to be in this space and to provide an environment for those persons who want to set up businesses here. Again, it really is a marketing tool to allow the world to know that Grand Bahama is open for business, and it is about diversifying our economy here in Grand Bahama.
Project Officer Omar Isaac says that the conference is expected to be very productive.
During the time that we have educational panels and discussions going on, we'll also have pitch presentations from international companies who will be set before venture capitalists that are coming in from Los Angeles, Houston, Texas, some from New York, and others from Canada, to hear these particular companies pitch their wares and see if we can strike deals right here in Grand Bahama. In addition to that, after they would have strike those deals, our investment officers will be right there with them to help them make that transition into bringing their basis of operations here to Grand Bahama.
Now, the blockchain is free to Bahamians. You can register at blockchainbahamasconference.com. Switching gears now, scores of Bahamians showing up at a job fair over the weekend in the industrial area. The fair, hosted by Quality Services Limited, certainly surpassed their expectations. Kimberly Mullings has the details.
Hundreds of Bahamians attended a job fair on Saturday, braving the heat at Quality Service Limited on Queens Highway in Grand Bahama in hopes of securing a job. Barry Malcolm's company, Global Fulfillment, is responsible for the human resources and administration management at Quality Service Limited. He says they've been looking into the market on Grand Bahama and across the Bahamas for individuals who have industrial skills in various craft areas to work with them on an upcoming project for Pharmachem Technologies Limited.
Looking for about 5 or 6 craft skills. Pipe fitting, we're looking for welding, both on plate steel welding as well as stainless steel welding. We're looking for instrumentation, electrical, so the full range of industrial craft skills. And we found individuals in many of those areas and a lot of persons who want to really work as helpers in those craft areas.
A number of women showed up to the job fair. He also added that QSL, Global Fulfillment, and Pharmachem are all equal opportunity employers.
We have quite a number of women working in the facility, not only here but also elsewhere in industry in Grand Bahama. You know, once the skills are there, it's all about the skills and all about the willingness and capacity to work in an industrial environment. It tends to be a bit tougher physically, but once the skills are there, the skills are there. Gender is not a factor.
Though hundreds of hopefuls attended the local job fair, Malcolm says the number of persons who will actually be hired will vary with the project's demands.
The exact number is not yet fully defined, but we expect that at the end of this process or through this process, we will have demand for at least 90 people. The exact number will have to be worked out in terms of the project flow and the work, but we figure in somewhere in that area.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Kim. Well, police investigating the circumstances surrounding the cause of a fire on board the MV Cherise M that was moored at the Allenstown Government Dock in Bimini. Around noon on Saturday, police were called to the government dock in Allenstown, where they met the A126-foot mailboat engulfed in flames. Initial reports stated that the fire started in the kitchen area. Police, along with personnel from the Bimini Resort, assisted in extinguishing that fire. There was no loss of life and no injuries. Investigations are continuing. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Time to go green again
with tropical palms from Dolly Madison, Grand Bahama. You asked for it, and Dolly Madison's got it. Flowering trees, tropical palm trees, landscaping trees, indoor and outdoor plants, fruit trees, vegetable plants, and seeds galore.
It's time to go green again.
Yes, it's time to restore your yard and outdoor sanctuary. Make your home and garden green again. But hurry while supplies last.
Come on down now.
More on Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979. Freeport, just what you've been waiting for, the newest men's fashion store at No. 1 Britannia Mini Mall, Caravel Beach, Hustle Men's Fashion.
When you need a warm, filling meal, head to KFC for a hot, juicy, flaky chicken pot pie. Individual sized, freshly baked, chunky chicken pot pie loaded with tender pieces of delicious KFC chicken, green peas, hearty carrots, potatoes, and a thick and savory home-style sauce. Covered with a golden crust. Chicken pot pie. Available at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
I never experienced in my life. I don't words can't describe it. For 55 miles per hour, ripping and tearing. All of my roof and everything, tear it off.
The house was on them still what he has built, it was gone.
As the 2018 Atlantic hurricane season approaches, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas is bringing you all the information you need to be prepared this hurricane season. Tune in to stay informed.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Gold Rock Concrete, now manufacturing 4, 6, and 8-inch concrete blocks and ready-mix concrete. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A Florida-based college is trying to make the dream of tertiary education a whole lot easier for Bahamians. Megan Shepard explains.
Alejandra Pinder has been the international student recruiter at Florida Memorial University for the past 5 years, and within that time, she has been able to assist some 130 Bahamian students attend the university, either through partial or full scholarships. Pinder says seeing the overwhelming joy of students and parents is truly a reward.
Of seeing parents cry and actually feeling some type of hope is actually what continue to allow me to continue on with this journey. Being able to see that most of them are the first people to, go off to college, let alone graduate. My first set of students that I got maybe a little over 4 years ago started off with Tabernacle and 8 Mile Rock High School. 16 of them actually just graduated in May. All graduated 3.5 and above. They all graduated debt-free.
A graduate of St. George's High School, Pinder says she struggled academically and was denied many opportunities and scholarships. She says FMU gave her a second chance, and now she's looking to do the same for Bahamians.
I took that opportunity and ran with it, being able to graduate the top 5% of my college class, getting 17 scholarships, and being double certified in my field. And I was like, if this school can do it for me, who didn't come with all the academics, I want to be able to help my country as well.
Pinder says the university works with students throughout the country, and this year some 60 students will be enrolling from various islands.
Grand Bahama, Nassau, Bimini, we have Abaco, we have Eleuthera, Exuma, and we have Andros this year, and the Berry Islands now.
While academics is important, Pinder says the university is looking for well-rounded students with a determination to succeed.
We have many students with a 4.0 from England, Africa, and so forth. And so the GPA is very competitive, but however, GPA doesn't mean that you have determination to succeed. In previous years, I've started doing actual face-to-face interview that would give me body language indication of what the child really wants to do.
Now, if you are interested in more information about recruitment opportunities, Pinder can be contacted at email address alejandra_pinder@gmail.com or reach out to your school's respective guidance counselors. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
That's my alma mater. Now, some 60 students from across the country will benefit from the scholarships offered by Florida Memorial University. Giovanna Dean, a graduate of Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy, is excited to have been selected, and she says she's looking forward to this new chapter.
I was the head girl for my senior year. I'm graduating with a cumulative GPA of 3.76. I'm graduating third in my class. For the future, I plan to study nursing, specifically pediatric nursing, so I'm hoping to major in that and branch off into probably the States or come back to the Bahamas so I could serve my country better. when I got the news that I received the scholarship, I was pretty excited. It is a partial scholarship. It's the blue, full tuition blue academic scholarship at Florida Memorial University, so that really helps a lot. In terms of my mother and my father, it'll help them a lot.
Jack Era graduates Kiajane Lewis and Thierry Pinder says that they are also excited about the opportunity to pursue their academic goals at FMU.
Very excited to have received the scholarship. I received 2 scholarships actually. The Blue Scholarship from Florida Memorial and the Public School Scholarship. And together I think that was called the All Merit Scholarship. Plan on taking a major in aviation, aeronautical science, and a minor in finance.
I feel great that I got to go to college because I'm the only one in my family who get to go to college. So when I got the news that I got the Blue Scholarship, I was very excited because I thought I had to pay like another half because I already know I got the public school scholarship. So it helped me and my family a lot.
And finally in news this evening, an American couple partnering with the government and BTC to bring more technology into the schools in Abaco. Carl and Gigi Allen, Texas philanthropists, continuing their commitment to empowering Bahamian students by ensuring that they have access to the latest and cutting-edge technology. During a recent stop at the Grand Key All-Age School, they announced their intent to begin a joint scholarship providing Amazon Fire tablets to all 4th, 5th, and 6th graders in the Abacos over the next year. Now, these devices will allow students access to a wide range of critical learning tools right at their fingertips. The Honorable Darren A. Henfield, Minister of Foreign Affairs and MP for North Abaco, joined the Allens in announcing the program, noting that the partnership is significant. The Allens are the new developers of Walker's Key in the Abacos. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
This is Ask the Doctor. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Lawrence from Freeport inquired, "My wife has trouble falling asleep almost every night. What do you recommend for this?" Thanks for your question, Lawrence. And there are many others who have similar sleeping problems. Your wife has what we call insomnia. It is a sleep disorder where there is difficulty falling asleep and or staying asleep. Persons suffering from insomnia may also experience tiredness upon wakening, and if they wake up during the night, they have difficulty falling back asleep. Stress, certain medical conditions such as anxiety, depression, or sleep apnea, medications, caffeine, and nicotine can all have a negative effect on sleep. If left untreated, insomnia can pose serious health risks. Studies have shown that people with insomnia are found to miss work more often, have a higher risk of developing depression, and have overall poorer health. So here are some of my recommendations to prevent insomnia. Have a regular sleep schedule, avoid caffeinated beverages late in the evening, and avoid taking naps in the evening. If these simple changes don't help, and you or your partner are still experiencing sleep problems, please discuss your symptoms with your doctor. Natural sleep aids and prescribed medications for insomnia are available. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us and check on what's happening in sports right after this.
Be a part of the Down Home experience at Southfest on Saturday, July 7th from 3 p.m. until at St. Vincent de Paul School Grounds in Hunters.
Welcome to Jags International. We have Celebration, Valeria, FRS, Bahamas Air, Hotel, car vouchers now on sale.
Girls, I tried book my ticket online with them ferry them. So complicated, they asking for too much.
That's why I stick to Jags. No agency fees or booking fees. Cash and credit, all the same. Blow deals and spectacular services with a smile.
Yes, that's Jags. Your one-stop shop to Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Miami.
We even offer cheap car rental vouchers, $, Thrifty, Hertz, and VIP service.
Book now with Jags and get their $5 discount card. And don't forget the super sales going on.
The Awards and Science Center has everything you need to help you give that special someone the most amazing personalized creative gift. one-of-a-kind floral arrangements to brighten someone's day. Recognition awards ranging from plaques to trophies. And yes, even tombstones to memorialize your loved ones. Visit the Awards and Sign Center and be dazzled by our vast, beautiful array of supplies on West Atlanta Drive. The Awards and Sign Center.
Topping sports, King Hoops Summer Basketball Camp is back and ready for action, but it's more than just a basketball camp. Let's go to Italia Hall for this report.
For the past 10 years, King Hoops Basketball Camp has been the apex of the summer for children, especially in the Pioneers Loop community. Coach Desmond Hall says this year the camp's mission is to motivate and inspire. The theme is anything is possible.
At King Hoops, with the coaches that we have, we instill discipline, and most importantly, we give them a sense of confidence that they can attain anything.
Coach Hall says the camp will include some of the best coaches on the island who will do more than just teach drills, but will positively impact lives by imparting the skills needed for them to be productive.
We want our campus to come out on time. We start at 9 a.m. in the morning. We want them to be sharp. We're going to have giveaways as we usually do. It's going to be a fun-filled park summer camp, and we want the community at large to continue to support us as we try to reach the youths of our nation.
The camp is scheduled for June 18th to the 29th at the Jack Haywood Gym for children ages 5 through 16, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and parents are encouraged to bring their kids.
This is not only for your average basketball enthusiasts, ones who are wanting to develop their skills, but any camper that is looking just to have camaraderie and participate, and along the way have some life learning skills that they can take from the camp in order to be effective in life.
Italia Hall, ZNS Total Sports.
Also in sports this evening, the Bahamas women's national basketball team play started on Sunday at the FIBA America's Women's Caribbean Cup tournament in Suriname. Team Bahamas losing to Cuba 77-50. Valeria Nesbitt led Team Bahamas with 19 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Bria Forbes chipped in with 14. Shalonda Neely 7, and Brittany Harrison 6 points and 7 boards. Now let's go to the outstanding athletes. The Grand Bahama Primary and Senior School Athletic Associations naming the outstanding athletes of the year. In track and field, 7 and under, Cheyenne Higgs, Sweetings Key Primary School, and Travis Adderley, Sunland Baptist Academy, 9 and under, Kente Virgil, Hugh Campbell Primary, and Arden Taylor, Sunland Baptist Academy, 11 and under. That's Shania Roll, Hugh Campbell Primary, Shania Miller, Walter Parker Primary, and Tyrone Cliff. Martintown Primary, 13 and under, Shade Miller, Martintown Primary, and Tamonte Curry, Hugh Campbell Primary. Under 13, Madison DeVoe, Sunland Baptist Academy, and Malik Wood. Sunland Baptist Academy. Under 15, Kenya Forbes, Sister Mary Patricia Russell Junior High School, and Linda Johnson, Tabernacle Baptist Academy. Under 17, you have Damasia Dames, Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy, and Devontae Forbes, 8 Mile Walk. And under, Destiny Hyler, BMES, and Raynon Hudson, St. George's High School. And for the coaches of the year, you have the primary school, Giselle Pender, Hugh Campbell Primary Junior School, Derek Wells, Sister Mary Russell Patricia Junior High School, Senior High School, Nikito Johnson, and that's Tabernacle Christian Academy. That is a check on sports.
This hurricane season, you can have light when the power is off. with Solar Up Bahamas. Find out more about commercial and residential solar systems and lighting. Phone 727-4237.
Hi, I'm Olympia Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. On Grand Bahama, there are only two types of homes, those with termites and those that will have termites. The signs you should look for are drywood termite fecal pellets, subterranean termite shelter tubes, and of course damaged wood. We now have on Grand Bahama the Coptotermes formosanus, or the super termite, which can do extreme damage in a very short period of time. To know more and to protect your investment, contact the termite experts at Budget Pest Control. With us, it's not just a company behind you, but a family. We are located on 13 Forest Avenue. Call us today at 351-7378.
Island Betty, the expert in comfort, has something special for you. We have produced a new line of value-added mattress and bedroom sets. We are talking about a 4-piece set that includes a mirror, dresser, nightstand, and your choice of a value-added queen-size pillow top mattress. We have double-sided pillow top mattress at a very low price. And to top it all off, we will meet or beat any price on an identical mattress.
Where do you go when you're looking for low prices and quality meats? You go to Mulligan's Meats and Spices, KMW Plaza, or Mulligan's Meat and Spices at the rear of the Britannia Mall on Luna Boulevard. New things are happening at Mulligan's Meats. They have everyday low prices on groceries, frozen foods, produce, dairy, health, and beauty care. Visit their meat department where beef, chicken, turkey, and mutton are cut right before your eyes. Mulligan's has everything you need, incredible service, and courteous staff. Mulligan's, providing quality products at great prices.
Hi, I'm Glendia Sweeting.
And I'm Alex Thompson.
Join us each week on Grand Bahama's Best Talk Show, Focus Forward, sponsored by the Invest Grand Bahama unit of the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
You'll get to hear from the port executives, find out about the positive projects going on throughout the island. You'll be on top of all the great community events, and of course, we'll have a featured local business each week.
It's going to happen right here on ZNS Television Network. If you want to stay on the pulse, you have to focus forward.
Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered.
That's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshino Wolf-Parkinson. Thank you so much for tuning in.
National Report Budget Wrap-Up. The Prime Minister revealing new initiatives to benefit the country in his budget contribution this morning. Public appeal. The National Security Minister encouraging the public to provide more information to the police on criminal activity. Post office protest. Hear why postal workers are concerned once again about their working conditions. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
The Prime Minister revealing new initiatives to benefit the country in his budget contribution. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Expanded opportunities for Bahamians seeking higher education will be made available in the new budget that comes into effect on July 1st. It also creates a system for public sector reform. In his budget contribution this morning, Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis detailed the actions being taken to meet a promised commitment in education. He also revealed how the public sector will be transformed. Betty Thompson-Moss leads us off tonight from the House of Assembly.
The Prime Minister is assuring the country that this new budget is not only about value-added tax, but putting in place measures to ensure that young Bahamians are educated. In fact, it was a campaign promise to provide free education to the University of the Bahamas for deserving students. It becomes a reality next year.
Beginning September
2019, all full-time Bahamian students who meet certain entry requirements at UB will receive free tuition. These new opportunity grants are a major national investment that will help scores of parents unable to afford the cost of tuition at the University of Bahamas.
Now, additional assistance will be made available to Family Island students. They will be provided with a $500 grant to assist with housing accommodation.
UB will maintain a proper housing register to ensure that homes in which students reside meet safety and other requirements. This new register of homes will increase housing opportunities for students. The allowance will be paid directly to qualifying homeowners.
The grant will not prevent students from choosing apartments or sharing facilities. Also, to bring about public sector reform, the government has put in place $400 million to attract new college graduates into the sector.
Top students, not only from University of Bahamas, but top students from other American universities who are Bahamians, would be recruited for 1 year, paid top dollars, and would be sent off for further training for a master's degree in that particular entity. Fully paid by the government, so that at the end of 10 years, Mr. Speaker, we would help to uplift and improve our public sector.
Already 4 top female students from the University of the Bahamas were hired. The mandatory age of 65 in the public service will also be a critical point moving forward. The Prime Minister explains why.
There will be no more hiring of individuals 65 or older, because we must make space for those young people, except in very, very rare circumstances.
The Prime Minister reassured his parliamentary colleagues that a vote for this year's budget is a vote for hope and change that will impact a generation. Betty Thompson-Moss, ZNS Network News.
Although it has sparked protest, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis says his government's budget, dubbed the People's Budget, is also about securing the future generation. And while it may not be popular, he says sometimes tough decisions must be made. Cleopatra Murphy continues our coverage of the Prime Minister's budget contribution with this report on several initiatives his government will be implementing.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis defended government's controversial budget that will see value-added tax increase from 7.5% to 12%, adding that it was the only reliable option after government considered 10% and 15%, but he says had government done nothing, it would have destroyed the country.
I appreciate that some have suggested that an increase in VAT of that magnitude will serve to slow domestic consumption and the rate of economic growth. In this context, I would note that the economy is presently in the midst of an appreciable upswing, whose momentum should mitigate the impact to some extent.
During his budget contribution, the Prime Minister also announced a new BPL reconnection program for customers who have been disconnected, noting that some 3,000 customers' lights are off. He says customers must pay 25% of their existing balance.
Customers must maintain monthly payments of current bills, plus 10% of their arrears, which should allow full repayment in 11 months. And I note BPL usually seek to have arrears repaid within 6 months. But customers must also agree, Mr. Speaker, to sign a payment plan.
Minnis also touched on government's affordable housing program, where he says government's vision is to create one housing subdivision each year for the next 10 years, selling lots to Bahamians for less than $30,000. He says a percentage of lots will be set aside for persons 35 and younger. Though intended for single-family homes, the Prime Minister says there will be a second phase.
The commercial component will be legislated next year. This component will afford Bahamians the opportunity to purchase land at a minimal cost for bed and breakfast hotels, helping more Bahamians to own boutiques and small hotels and to become involved in our primary industry.
The Prime Minister also briefly touched on investments for the nation's second city.
Economic activity in West Grand Bahama, is being supported by the Blue Marlin Cove Resort and Marina Expansion Project, valued at approximately $1.2 million. East Grand Bahama was approved for a $37 million resort, hotel, and commercial development, which will include a world-class motorsport and karting tracks.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, the opposition Progressive Liberal Party is saying no to the intended tax increases and believes the 12% increase in value-added tax will oppress the poor while supporting tax giveaways for the rich. Opposition leader Philip Davis said while they support initiatives in the 2018-2019 budget, such as increased educational opportunities for young people, they will not support any bills relating to the increase in taxes for Bahamians.
We will be voting no for all tax increases. We feel, and we were able to demonstrate during the course of our own contribution, why that increase is not a necessary step to take at this time, and in our view, not in the very near future. What is needed is not tax increases, but an effective means of collecting taxes. This is about that. We are all for free education, if that's what he wants to do. We're all for fixing our roads. We're all for those things. You can do that without raising taxes.
Progressive Liberal Party Deputy Leader Chester Cooper and the Member of Parliament for Engliston, Glenys Hannah Martin, said the government plans to implement a 60% increase in value-added tax without empirical data to support their decision.
You'll be paying an increase in VAT multiple times in your daily movements through your country. And that is the issue. While you may be giving deferrals to groupings, which is, there's no objection to that. But the problem is not that. The problem is what you're doing to the entire nation and across the board. You are now unilaterally increasing the burden on the day-to-day lives of every Bahamian.
I don't believe that the government did the type of empirical analysis and studies that's normally required of a Ministry of Finance. I don't believe that they did the type of studies on the various tax elasticities.
Coming up, postal workers again stage a walkout concerned about their working conditions. And hear a public appeal made by the Minister of National Security. We're just getting started here on the National Report. We've got more news on the next side of the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Leaded, designed for extra miles.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
There's nothing as powerful as knowing where you belong. No more waiting. It's time to come home. Come home to friendly smiles. Come home to convenience. Come home to more interest on savings and lower fees. Come home to our bank and your bank. Come home to Bank of the Bahamas, your bank of solutions.
Here comes the lucky guy who won a date with Fanshawn to his prom.
KFC got the big meal, freshly handmade every day for real.
Made fresh every day?
What I said, what you take? KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a real big deal. KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a
now that's a big deal.
Hey, it's a real big deal. Hey, it's a real big deal.
Take a dash of location, 2 scoops of service, 3 helpings of savings, mix well and serve. That's super value in quality supermarkets. Hunt's barbecue sauces, 18-ounce size, 2 for $3. Seneca pork chops, $2.69 per pound. Vitamalt tonic, case price, $23.76. 12-ounce size, 99 cents. Shoppers Value foam plates, 30 count, $1.39. Limes, 5 for $1. Carolina Pride ham, 10-ounce size, $2.99. Every week is special at Super Value and quality supermarkets.
We start with a yes, but when life takes unexpected turns, you can still say yes to more. The Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card gives you points with every purchase that you can use to travel anywhere. Fly on any airline, anywhere, and anytime, with no blackout dates. Plus, with just 20,000 Scotia points, you can say yes to destinations. With Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card, it's easier to say yes to everything. Apply today.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, making a strong appeal to Bahamians to continue to play a role in providing police with the information they need to solve crimes committed on our streets. While noting that government will continue to create legislation to keep Bahamians safe, the minister applauded members of the National Neighborhood Council for a successful introduction during a meeting several weeks ago.
Now through the National Neighborhood Watch Crime Council, who had their initial meeting a few weeks ago, Senior Assistant Commissioner Dean and team, a tremendous turnout by many of the community leaders throughout New Providence, and so there is tremendous interest for Bahamians and residents of these communities to take a stance and to play a role and to build that bridge between the community and the police.
Minister Dames added that more manpower and resources will be made available to the Royal Bahamas Police Force in a matter of days.
We have 105 officers, recruits, scheduled to go into training, I believe the commissioners say, by the end of this week. And come July, we have another lead-in for another 100. We're taking on 35 fire officers. We're also had approval, Cabinet would have approved a 6.9 fleet for $6.9 million fleet for the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Some of those vehicles have just started to arrive.
From the Daily Crime Report, police here in the Providence are investigating a shooting incident that happened shortly before 9 o'clock last night. Authorities say 2 men were sitting in front of a yard on Daisy Lane in Garden Hills when they were approached by a man armed with a firearm who they say opened fire on him, hitting one of them before running away. Authorities say the injured man was transported to hospital and is listed in serious condition. Meanwhile, officers of the operational unit clamped down, acting on information, searched a home and property on Penny Savings Bank Lane, that's off Wolf Road, shortly after 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and recovered 37 rounds of 9mm ammunition and a quantity of suspected marijuana. 3 adult men were arrested in connection with the seizure, and they are expected to be formally charged in court later this week. Also making news this Monday night, workers at the General Post Office on East Hill Street staged yet another sit-out today to protest what they say are ongoing hazardous working conditions. Fern Carey tells us that postal workers are calling on the government to intervene.
When ZNS News arrived at the East Hill Street Post Office, workers were sitting outside the building. It's the latest in a number of protests staged by postal workers over their working conditions. While staff are still working reduced hours, President of the Bahamas Public Service Union, Kimsey Ferguson, said the heat in the building is unbearable due to a non-functioning air conditioning system.
Every other day, apparently, the generator malfunctions. The major concern is the generator doesn't have the capacity to power the air conditioning unit. Hence, the heat index in the building is increasing daily. We have summer now officially upon us, and we know how females are when it comes to the heat, and so that's a concern.
Ferguson said postal workers in the northern Bahamas are also facing similar challenges. Vice President of the BPSU Northern Region agreed.
Employees are also faced
with inoperable air conditioning units, mold issues, and over the past year, we have had a reduced work day. Again, the summer is fast approaching, and it's very unbearable, very uncomfortable to be working in those environments.
Now, postal workers say these issues have been dragging on for at least 5 years now, and they're calling on the government to address them urgently.
The mail will continue to be backed up as long as this situation is not addressed as a matter of priority. The sub-offices cannot work because they're serviced through this office, and it's what it is. We have been making appeals. There is nothing new that we can say other than the fact that it needs to be given quick address.
We spoke to Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Transport, Lorraine Ambrista, who said the government is moving aggressively to address the concerns of postal workers. She explained that the Ministry of Works is having difficulty finding parts to fix the air conditioner in the post office building as the system is old. She also indicated that the Ministry of Works is working to fix the generator, which she acknowledged is being overused. Ambrista said the government has set aside some $4 million to repair the building on Gladstone Road, where the new post office will be housed. Fern Carey, 7S Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly. Ground was recently broken on the $10 million Eco Oil Environment Services development in Freeport, Grand Bahama. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, has said that Eco Oil joins the growing list of foreign and local direct investors, showing confidence in Grand Bahama's local economy, with its initial investment of $10 million during the construction and operation phases. His remarks came during last week's official launch and groundbreaking ceremony at the company's proposed office space. He also noted how Eco Oil's investment provides environmental, health, and safety support to Grand Bahama's expanding maritime industry. The facility is designed to treat 60,000 tons of oily waste per year, which is equivalent to 500,000 barrels. In other business news, Home Fabrics is expanding to Freeport through a $2 million investment that will initially create 10 jobs. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, congratulated Benjamin and Laura Pinder on the venture. An unfinished warehouse on Milton Street has reportedly been secured for its Grand Bahama home. Now, the Pinders are hoping to be open by October 1st to be ready for their busy seasons, Halloween and Christmas. And in international news, Google is buying $550 million stake in Chinese e-commerce firm JD.com as part of a strategic partnership between the two companies. The two tech firms announced Monday that they will join forces to sell goods online across Southeast Asia, the United States, and Europe, competing with rivals like Amazon and Alibaba. Now, under the deal, JD said it plans to make a selection of high-quality products available for sale through Google Shopping in multiple regions. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Darrow.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
The Bahamas Ministry of Tourism and Aviation is expecting high visitor numbers this summer. This after officials reported an 18% jump in arrivals for the first quarter of 2018.
The Bahamas has just skyrocketed, so we are so proud of those numbers. But beyond that, we have seen this projection through to August. Double digit, it may not necessarily be 18 for the third quarter of the year, but certainly we see high double digits. So we're just prayerful, we're holding on, we're watching, we're monitoring.
Ms. Jibrulu credits an aggressive marketing campaign to the destination's success. She says while 76% of the Bahamas' visitors come from the United States, the ministry is looking into markets like Asia, India, and South America.
It just shows with the right marketing campaign, you can increase visitor numbers. So that is very, very exciting for us. We're looking at Colombia. We've started a marketing campaign in Bogota, Colombia. Very excited about that. But we'd like to see that replicated in Brazil We'd like to see it in Mexico, Peru. And then I want to talk about China. It still exists. We cannot ignore it, or we ignore it at our peril.
With the combination of the opening of Bahama, resort renovations, and ongoing marketing efforts, the islands of the Bahamas saw room revenue increase by 39% compared to the first quarter of 2017. This upward trend is helping to attract new airlift to the Bahamas, such as Bahamas Air's new direct flights from Miami to Bimini and American Airlines' recent addition of 5 new flights to multiple islands beginning December 2018. For the Tourism Today Network, I'm Kendia Smith.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, fixed deposits, and preferred client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Back has been at this location here for going on 5 years, but we've been in the Bahamas for representation of something around 10 years. Our operating hours are 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. from Sunday to Thursdays, and on Fridays and Saturdays we go until 12 midnight. For the initial rollout of the awards program, we're going to be offering the silver members $5 off. For the gold members, we're going to offer 50% off on a bloomin' onion. And for the platinum, we're going to give them 7.5% off their entire bill. We wanted to partner with Alive, in a new and innovative way to be able to reach more customers within our customer base and to also give our customers an extra incentive to come into our bar.
Here comes the lucky guy who won a date with Fanchon to his prom.
KFC got the big deal meal, freshly handmade every day for real.
Made fresh every day?
What I said, what you take? KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a real big deal. KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a
now that's a big deal.
Hey, it's a real big deal. Hey, it's a real big deal.
If you love seafood, it has to be fresh. Nobody understands this better than Geneva Brass Seafood. Yes, we're back for your wholesale or retail supply of fresh conch, lobster, grouper, jack, snappers, whatever. Geneva Brass Seafood, Eden Street off Arrington Road. Call 422-5349 or 803-5153. Geneva Brass Seafood open 7 days a week. Say you heard this ad on radio for your 474 coupon and get 5% off store-wide. Geneva Brass Seafood. It couldn't be more fresh unless you go and get it yourself.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
Joy has something new in store for you. For even longer-lasting suds, a more powerful clean, and a delightful new scent, try Joy Orange. Try it now, and you could win a trip for 2 to Vegas, a trip for 2 to Orlando, or $1,000 cash. Just buy 2 30-ounce bottles of Joy Orange and take your receipt to purchase on Robinson Road. Try Joy Orange and enter to win today. Promotion ends June 22nd.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture teamed up with the We Are Sports program to launch a summer camp today. Founded with the purpose of helping children find a positive outlet to express their skills and talent, founder Paul Clare started the program at his children's school, Sadie Curtis Primary, to ensure all students have the opportunity to pursue their passions free of cost.
We teach them different sports, ranging from basketball, soccer, football, cheerleading for the girls. A little bit of everything for everybody. We also partner up with golf. That's the 14 clubs. And also we do judo. There's several aspects of the program that we've grown to.
Well, Claire says he saw a need that had to be fulfilled. Therefore, during the program's inception last year, he self-financed this program, supporting 800 kids. Well, this year, he predicts an increase of over 1,000 program participants, and it will now expand from Sadie Curtis Primary to Columbus Primary and Stephen Dillard Primary Schools. Chief Sports Recreational Officer Aurea Wood-Knowles says with Mr. Claire's program targeting primary school-aged children, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture can now solely focus on teenagers.
Basically, our whole goal is to change the mindset of the children. So when they become adults, it'll already be programming them that they can become something. We want to stop the trend with relying on others or the government. We based on self-empowerment.
So the hundreds of young persons that used to come to our camp, we decided to send them to the various schools because we know that we have all of those various disciplines are in the schools, and utilize the Ministry Sports Camp for those kids 15 years and older to show them how sports can become a career.
Family Island weather and sports is up next. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, your news leader.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by, and even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
Life is filled with choices. Every choice we make has a consequence. Whether big or small, financial choices have more lasting consequences than most. When we make sound financial choices, we improve our relationship with money and set ourselves up for financial success. Visit GetMoneySmartBahamas.com and learn how to get money smart today.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
Performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's PT
we are nearly at the end of the school year. But before the bell rings, classes are dismissed and these students head on their long summer holidays. The Connection has stopped by one of BTC's adopted schools, the Doris Johnson Senior High School, where we are going to award some of this school's star students.
Being a student of the month takes a lot of hard work. I came over here over a year ago. So being student of the month is actually overwhelming because I never get prizes and everything like that when I was in Nigeria, even if I did my best, but there are also people that do more than what I do. But over here, it just came onto me, and I would say it's God's plan for me or something.
In order to be a star student, you have to stay focused. Despite the challenges, you have to find ways to get through it.
I'm looking to be just how I am the previous 2 years. Dedication, hard work, and keep my grades up.
Sure, the students say they are happy about winning a cell phone and some cash, but more importantly, they tell us that they are most proud of being recognized for their hard work and accomplishments. And we're proud of them too. I'm Corvell Piper, and we'll see you next BTC Connection.
Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day is a new.
Well, it's time now for a check on the weather in your part of the Bahamas, and Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil. Basil, I know summer starts this week, but it's already humid and hot here in New Providence.
Absolutely. So embrace yourself for some warmer temperatures yet to come. And right now we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family of Islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 84 degrees in Freeport, also Green Toll Key. A little warm in Marsh Harbor at 86 degrees. Bimini 82. 82 also in the Berry Islands. Here in the capital, 82 as well. Harper Island, Eleuthera, Roxanne, Eleuthera, Otterstown, Cat Island, all at 81. Staniel Key, 82. 82 also in Kemp's Bay, St. Andrews, Fresh Creek, and Central Andrews at 82 degrees. San Salvador and Rum Key at 81 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 82. 82 also in Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Mayagona, Acklands, Ragged Island, and the Turks and Caicos Island. Matthew Tiny Nago at 84 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Pink Setter. In the northwestern islands, you can expect easterly winds 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Tide-wise, it's going to be high at 11:56 tonight. For the central and southeastern islands, light and variable winds with flat seas 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. Tomorrow in the northwestern, in the southeast Bahamas, before we get to tomorrow, winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Now we take you into conditions for tomorrow. Easterly winds once again at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. The low tide will take place at 6:27, high tide at 12:35 in the afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then taking you into Wednesday, for the northwest and central islands, light and variable winds will evolve. Wave heights around 1 to 3 feet, low tide 7:25 in the morning, high tide 1:39 in the afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas on Wednesday, southeast flow once again at 10 to 15 and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast. And your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your travel forecast, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 22 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Talking to your child about sex doesn't have to be difficult or embarrassing. Have the conversation early and often. Your home will become a safe and comfortable environment for your child to ask questions. Your child needs to hear accurate information about sex from you. This includes the basics: vaginal, oral, and anal sex, birth control, sexual assault, sexual molestation, and your family's moral beliefs. Your child needs to know that he or she can talk with you about sex. They can talk with you about their changing bodies, their feelings, their concerns, and their confusion. You don't have to know all of the answers to their questions. However, you should be willing to help them find those answers. Help them do the research. When you don't know the answers, you want to be approachable. You want them to feel comfortable talking with you about sex. Don't wait until your child asks you about sex before you find the right words. Plan ahead at every age and stage. Be prepared to discuss all kinds of sexual activity as well as same-sex relationships. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Mario thought he could have his cake and eat it too. He almost found out the hard way that if you don't insure your home for the full replacement value, when it comes time to make a claim, you won't get the full payout. It's called the condition of average. If your $200,000 home is destroyed by a hurricane, but you only insured it for $100,000, half the value, you'll only get half of that $100,000 payout. Actually, less than that, because there's also a deductible which will be deducted from your payout. Check your home insurance policy for the condition of average clause and ask your insurance agent or broker how condition of average would affect you. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
A flat screen or a fishing excursion, a gas grill or a GoPro. Win these great gifts for your dad. Just buy Gillette razors and shave products and enter at Pritchard's for your chance to win.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Bahamas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
Little Generals on East Street South is well known for the best quality and lowest prices on all your grocery and houseware needs. Little Generals has a large selection of meats, produce, dairy items, water and juices, all your favorite snacks, housewares, vegan products, gourmet items, and health supplements. Anything you can think of, it's all sold right here at Little Generals. Little Generals also provides the best customer service, making you want to come back again and again. So visit Little Generals today on East Street South. Call 325-5798.
AID features Napa Auto Parts which meet or exceed OE specifications. Parts for Asian vehicles are available at great prices. Filters from $2, brakes from $22, tie rod ends from $21, head gaskets from $10, and fuel pumps from $32. AID is also your destination for the best selection of automotive accessories. Hubcap sets from $22.45, steering wheel covers from $4.50, car mat sets from $8.45, and seat covers from $34.44. Wipers, wash and wax products, motor oils, and automotive chemicals for every vehicle. Angle grinders from $44.53, pressure washers from $162. For the month of June, Napa belts and hoses 15% off at all AID locations. AID is now open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. AID, Blue Hill Road and Wolf Road have all you really need and more.
60% of women are wearing the wrong size pad and can experience leaks. Discover Always MyFit. Find the number that's right for your flow and panty size on the top of any Always pack. The better the fit, the better it protects. Always.
Women everywhere count on Always. And now when you buy any 2 packs of Always pads, you can enter to win a $1,500 travel gift card or $500 cash. Buy Always pads and enter to win.
Food. It is as essential as air is to breathe and water is to drink. Food is life. But where does our food come from? The Bahamas has more than 2,000 farmers, but it's hardly enough to keep up with our growing population. Or is it? We traveled the nation to find out the answers to the questions everyone is asking. Can we feed ourselves?
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Bahamian DeAndre Ayton, the projected #1 pick in this week's NBA draft, has signed a 4-year, multi-million-dollar footwear and apparel deal with Puma. Puma has been out of the basketball limelight for 2 decades now since signing Vince Carter back in 1998, but there is plenty of interest with Ayton as he shares a Caribbean connection with 2 of the brand's biggest ambassadors, sprinter Usain Bolt of Jamaica and pop star Rihanna from Barbados. Now, fellow draftees Marvin Bagley III and Zaire Smith have also signed with Puma as a part of their relaunch into the basketball landscape, which also includes a lifetime deal with longtime brand icon Walt Clyde Frazier, who launched Puma's first signature basketball shoe back in 1973. The 2018 NBA draft is set for this Thursday in New York. ZNS Total Sports will be there as Ayton looks to be the top pick some 40 years after Michael Sweetbells Thompson became the first Bahamian to accomplish that feat back in 1978. Not a good start for Team Bahamas at the FIBA Women's Caribbean Cup in Suriname, playing Cuba in their opener yesterday. The Bahamas trailed from the jump as Cuba opened the game on a 12-0 run. Team Bahamas didn't score until 6 minutes into the game, and they trailed 27-9 after 1. It was much better in the second quarter as the Bahamas outscored Cuba 14-12, but still trailed 39-23 at the break. Cuba pushed the lead to 61-39 after 3, and the Bahamas would go on to lose this one 77-50. They shot just 29% from the floor and committed 22 turnovers. Valerie Nesbitt led the Bahamas with 19 points. Bria Forbes chipped in with 14. Shalana Neely 7. Brittany Carson 6 points and 7 rebounds. The Bahamas right back on the floor this afternoon against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The result, much better. Team Bahamas held a slim 13-9 lead after 1. They went to work in the second quarter. They outscored their opponents 24-14 and held a 37-23 lead at the break. St. Vincent outscored the Bahamas 19-16 in the third, but that final quarter belonged to the 2-4-2. Team Bahamas wins this one 75-50. Tracy Lewis came off the bench, led the Bahamas with 14 points. Valerie Nesbitt and Pamela Bethel, they had 12 points apiece. The Bahamas off tomorrow, and barring a complete collapse from Cuba against St. Vincent, the Bahamas will play in the crossover semifinals on Wednesday. Well, playoff basketball action underway in the Mexican Pro League last night. Tavario Miller and Los Mushis, they fell in Game 1 to Mazatlan 185. Miller finishing that game with a double-double, 14 points and 12 rebounds. Game 2 is scheduled for tonight. Swimmers making a big splash in the Bahamas Aquatic Federation's Nationals, which is ongoing at the Betty Kelly Kenning National Aquatic Center. Just missing out on the A qualifying time in the 50 backstroke for the Youth Olympics was Devontae Carey.
I swam 26.75 and the cut was 26.73. So I missed it by 2 100s. Not a big deal, kind of bummed about it, but hopefully I got it. Hopefully I get it. The CC Can Games coming up in a week time from now. And basically throughout the race, just started out at front and just held that there and finished to the wall first.
The B3A's Junior National Track and Field Championships held over the weekend, with lots of athletes making the mark for the IAAF World Junior Championships next month in Finland. Sasha Wells winning the 100 hurdles in 13.94 to dip under the qualifying mark. Adrian Curry, he clocked 10.56 to win the 100. Jada Knowles, she had the time in the 200, stopping the clock in 24.10. Fellow slacker Joel Johnson, he took the boys half-lapper in a personal best 20.86, and 3 athletes making the standard in the boys 110 hurdles. Oscar Smith coming through first in 13.75. Second was Denvon Wims in 14.01, and third went to Jamal Wilson in 14.05. The 2018 Meiguana Regatta, that is all history now. Amajal Knowles has a recap.
Those whom I love, I rebuke and discipline, so be earnest and repent. Those words are from the scripture verse Revelations 3:19, fitting as the boat aptly named after the verse took home this year's crown of the All Meiguana Regatta. After 3 days of sailing, things wrapped up yesterday evening in the 3rd annual All Meiguana Regatta in Pirates Wells, with Revelations 3:19 skippered by Kevin Moxie taking home the top prize.
First of all, I'd like to give God thanks for another regatta and for another win. You know, without him, we can't do anything. But for my crew and everybody, we just overjoyed to come down here to make one and finally get it. We've been close to it 2 years, back to back. We missed it. We could have won it all, but unfortunately, we had a little mix-up of where the buoy was, and we had to sail from behind, but we still ended up finishing second in the last race. But it all went well.
Finishing second was Flash, whose captain was Denrick Miller, and in third was the hometown boat, the Lady Margaret, skippered by Dwayne Higgins. Rounding out fourth and fifth was the Dream Girl and Sinsali, captained by Kimi Moxie and David Roll. However, we caught up with the second and third place finishers, who gave their thoughts on the race.
I had a problem at the starting of each race for sure. Had to keep sailing from behind to catch up. I'm still glad to end up with a second, especially considering the amount of problems that we had. But still okay. It was all good, all in good fun.
It's a really good feeling. After the 3rd year, you know, we didn't do so well the 1st and 2nd year, but this time it was amazing actually to come third twice and second once.
Event organizer Jacob Higgins saying that this year's regatta was the best so far, and plans are already in the works to make it even bigger next year.
We enjoy it, and people are happy. The economy get a boost, and all things like that. It was very helpful to the island this weekend. 3 days of proper good sailing, good weather. I mean, sociable people. The skippers them, no problem on the water, and they're very cooperative, and we can't ask for no more.
For ZNS Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Battery and tire specialists want to improve your ride with their new wheel alignment services. Rough roads can make the steering wheel shimmy, your car drift sideways, and even make you skid in wet weather. Professional wheel alignment extends the life of your tires, prevents expensive repairs, and saves you money on gas. Battery and Tire, 7 Terrace Centerville, 325-0547. Battery and Tire Specialist. We keep you moving.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters, located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260.
life happens. And when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today. Or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
Pantene has a collection for every hair type. And now when you buy any 2 Pantene products, you can enter at Pritchard's to win up to $1,000 cash. Try Pantene for your chance to win.
Deja Vu, Beauty and Barber Supply. We have makeup, Zuri, Maybelline, Black Opal, natural hair products like Cantu, Shea Moisturizers, and Eco Gel. We have Yucky and 24-inch Remy Body Wave. Hetty Stocking, $16.09 and $17.17. Get 6 for $20. We stock a variety of barber supplies, wall blades, guards, and clippers. For beauticians, hair glue, Pump It Up, Oil Sheen, 4-pound relaxer hair treatments, and shampoo by the gallon. We also sell by the case. Deja Vu. We accept credit cards. #1 Andrews Avenue, Market Street. #65 Carmichael Road, opposite Super Value Warehouse.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
When a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, it's extremely important to be prepared and know just what to do. Stay informed about the storm's path by listening to the radio or television for hurricane progress reports. Check emergency food and household supplies. Be sure you have extra batteries for your flashlights and radios. Bring in outdoor things like lawn furniture and garden tools. Anchor objects that cannot be brought inside. Secure buildings by closing and boarding up windows. Remove outside antennas and satellite dishes. Turn refrigerators and freezers to the coldest settings. Open only when absolutely necessary and close quickly. Purchase ice and store it in an ice chest. Keep drinking water in clean jugs and bottles. Clean your bathtub with bleach and fill it with water for washing and flushing, not for drinking, making sure to keep the bathroom door closed so small children cannot access the filled tub. Do not go out to videotape or take photos of the storm. Stay inside and take those pictures from where it's safe and dry. There's no harm in being overly cautious where a hurricane is concerned. It is truly better to be safe than sorry. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we'll get you started with a brief satellite discussion. We have this trough line across the northwest Bahamas, and that is slowly sinking towards the south, and it will generate one or two pop-up showers and even a thunderstorm here and there as it makes its way into the central parts of the country, where those showers will reside at least through tomorrow before it's simply dissipate. Behind that, high pressure will remain very weak, so you can anticipate light winds over the next several days with very flat sea conditions. And our forecast for the night, we're looking at partly cloudy conditions with a shower or two in spots. The low temperature tonight should get down to about 75 degrees. And tomorrow we're looking at partly sunny and hot with pop-up showers in the forecast. So they will be here and there, no specific area, and 86 degrees for your high temperature. The extended weather forecast for the next 7 days, we're going to keep you in the upper 80s right into the weekend with those temperatures around 86. Showers remaining off and on in the forecast into Wednesday. Conditions drying out a bit on Thursday, and that should continue right into Saturday before we start to get some more of the liquid stuff in our forecast on Sunday, and that will take us into the early part of next week. So generally speaking, pretty nice summer-type weather developing for you with the official start of summer beginning on Thursday, the 21st.
I can't believe summer hasn't even started yet, and it's so hot.
That's right, and it's going to get even hotter. We haven't reached those 90s as yet, but they are certainly on the way.
Wow. Well, before we end, I want to say thanks and a job well done to the staff at Battery and Tires Wheel Alignment Specialist. Thanks so much for watching. Well, on behalf of the entire ZNS News and production teams, we want to thank you so much for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
The hurricane season is now underway, and it's predicted to be a near normal or above normal Atlantic hurricane season. Forecasters say there is a 70% chance of 10 to 16 named storms